Alrighty guys, we're back for some Thieving Omnath, and this is a March of the Machine standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? Omnath, Locus of All, is a 5 mana 4/4 legendary creature. It's rocking all 5 mana colors up there, but the black mana is a Phyrexian mana, so we could kind of sort of consider this a 4-drop if we really wanted to, right? So if you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes black instead. That's pretty cool, but I don't know how often that's actually going to come into play in this particular build. But it's on the card, right? So at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols in its mana cost. So it doesn't have to be different colored mana symbols, it's just 3 or more colored mana symbols, which is pretty cool. If you do, add 3 mana in any combination of its colors and put it into your hand. If you don't reveal it, you still get to put it into your hand, so that's pretty cool, huh? Omnath was a really fun card to build around, but it was a tough one, man, so hopefully we landed on something fun here. The other main card of the deck is Widespread Thieving. This is a 3 mana enchantment with Hideaway 5, and whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a treasure token, which is going to be huge in a deck like this. So then you may pay a white, blue, black, red, green, or all 5 mana colors, right? If you do, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So I should have probably went over what Hideaway 5 does just in case. So when this permanent enters the battlefield, you look at the top 5 cards of your library, you exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So there's not too much in here that you want to cheat out. There are a couple top-end creatures that could be cool. This is mainly in here just for the mana fixing and the ramp off of the treasure. I think it's going to actually be pretty great, so we'll see, huh? There's a few other cards at the beginning of the deck here, like Goldhound and Courier's Briefcase, that'll help us mana fix pretty well, and we do have all 5 colors in here, so the bottom ability on Briefcase actually comes in handy quite often, guys. So for all 5 colors, you can tap it, sack it, and draw 3 cards. Happens to be pretty powerful, but yeah, like I said, this is actually just in here for the sake of mana fixing them. So for Omnath, what cards work with it? Which cards in here have 3 or more colored mana symbols? Well, we have 4 Corpse Appraisers. We know this to be a pretty powerful creature that sees a lot of play in Grixis builds. So we have a Maestros Charm here, as well as 2 Riveteers Charms. Not bad cards at all. They don't see too much play. I guess I should probably go over them, right? So we get to choose one of these abilities on Maestros Charm. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Okay. Or each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, not bad. Or Maestro's Charm deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That's pretty good. Sometimes you just need to deal 5 damage to something, so nice. A couple Riveteers Charms in here. We get to choose one, of course. Target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker they control with highest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Okay. Or exile the top 3 cards of your library until your next end step. You may play those cards, not bad, or exile target player's graveyard. So a lot of utility just between the 2 charms, right? So what else do we got in here, guys? Well, Unleash the Inferno is some great removal. Man, we really don't get to see these cards too often. I guess Unleash the Inferno we get to see sometimes, but 4 mana, instant speed, 7 damage to creature or planeswalker, and then excess damage. If you deal excess damage, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls with mana value less than or equal to the amount of excess damage. It's actually just very powerful removal that does a lot in a bank buster format, huh? We have a couple hostile takeovers here. It's a 5 mana sorcery at the up to, I'm sorry guys, it's just really funny. We really don't get to see these cards too often. Up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. Choose your opponent's biggest thing. Up to one other target creature has base power toughness 4/4 until end of turn. Choose your Goldhound or something, right? Then Hostile Takeover deals 3 damage to each creature. Not a bad board wipe at all, guys. And since it works with the Omnath, it's going to be solid in here. A single Sol'kanar, just a pretty powerful creature overall. And hopefully we're winning the game before we give it to the opponent, right? We have a couple Kogla and Yidaros on the top end here. It has double red and double green, so of course it'll work with the Omnath here. So 6 mana, 7/7. We get to choose one of these when it enters the battlefield. It gains trample and haste until end of turn. Okay, wow. Or it fights target creature you don't control. Not bad, guys. And then has another ability on here for some reason. For 2, a red and a green, you can discard Kogla and Yidaro. Destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Shuffle Kogla and Yidaro into your library from your graveyard. Then draw a card. Oh my goodness, guys. This card is stacked beyond belief, man. So we'll see how good it actually is. I think doing something insane like hitting this off the top with Omnath, getting 3 mana colors just so we can cast this. We cast it using the Omnath mana, and then we get like a treasure from the Widespread Thieving, and you're just popping off, dude. Yeah, I think this is going to be a great top end. Ziatora, the Incinerator. This is a 6 mana. I apologize, guys. I'm butchering going over this build right now. 6 mana, 6/6 flying, not terrible. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Ziatora deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target, and you get 3 treasure tokens. Not bad at all, guys. Oh, buddy, we still have cards to go over. Invasion of Azgol and Invasion of Ergamon. They are multicolored spells, so they're going to work with the Widespread Thieving. Invasion of Azgol kind of being our a little bit more removal here. So for a black and a red, it's a 4 defense battle siege. When it enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker and they lose 1 life. If you ever break that defense, it does turn into the Ashen Reaper, which is a 2/1 menace at the beginning of your end step. Put a +1/+1 counter on Ashen Reaper if a permanent was put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn. Okay, not bad. I think this card looks pretty great, actually. And then Invasion of Ergamon is a 2 mana, 5 defense battle siege, rocking Gruul colors up there. And when it enters the battlefield, you get to create a treasure token. Yep, that's going to be important in here, huh? Then you can discard a card, and if you do, draw a card. So what's pretty neat about that is if it comes down to it, you could discard one of your late game creatures. And then on turn 3, drop the Corpse Appraiser and pick up that creature and get that extra draw power off the Corpse Appraiser as well. So, and yeah, just more mana fixing, and this build is going to be super important. Oh my goodness, is that everything? Did I do it, guys? Oh my goodness, so much to go over here. Oh, don't even look at the mana base, man. I know, it looks like a mess, but I thought about this mana base longer than every other deck I put together so far combined. I'm not even joking. I'm not even talking about the mana bases from those other decks. Oh, for the new set, of course. Not just in general, but anyways, yeah, I thought a long while about the mana base. It looks like a mess, but I did so many test draws. I don't think it's going to hold us up one bit. All 4 Proving Grounds going to be necessary. A lot of slow land, but again, I think it's going to be necessary here. And like I said, just nightmare fuel of dual lands that I think will actually work. Who Endures, Crucible making an appearance in a single mountain because we are 92% red, which is definitely how Red Cat puts together a 5-color deck, right? Okay, honorable mentions, guys. I almost just went for a vampire theme, and I think that would have been a little bit easier on my soul to go for an Omnath vampire theme. You know, you got things like Blood Tithe Harvester being multicolored to work with the Widespread Thieving. Evelyn is a great card that works with the Omnath as well as the Lord Xander as well. So I just didn't do it this time. But if you guys are interested in a vampire Omnath build in the future, maybe we'll put that together. Okay, guys, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked and see how we do. All right, what am I expecting from the build? I'm actually expecting a little bit, and I shouldn't. I really, really shouldn't. I know it's going to be janky, but there's also a lot of powerful things here if we can get to that mid game. No turn 1, turn 2 Goldhound. This is a relatively bad hand. We do go first. We have a chance of getting to the Hostile Takeover before we get completely run down by aggro, so maybe. So we have the turn 2 Goldhound. Yeah, I'm embarrassed how long this mana base took me to put together. When I was going over the deck, I was trying to explain it as the mana base took me longer than all the other builds combined for the new set. Okay. But I don't think the mana base is actually going to hold us up at all, which is really, really nice. So we have white mana from Goldhound. Let's go right into Omnath. Is that a good idea? Probably not. It probably gets gobbled up by removal right away, but turn 3 Omnath is pretty cool. The Thalia is really bad because the Hostile Takeover is 6 mana now, so if Omnath can survive a turn, 3rd mana Brutal Cathar. Oh, Omnath is alive, guys. We get some card advantage here. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we'll just add it like that, right? We can go right into the Sol'kanar Hostile Takeover. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should have played the Jetmir's Garden. I wasn't really paying attention there because we have so much mana. Let's go Sol'kanar. 2 mana remaining. Yeah, we really should have played the Jetmir's Garden, unfortunately. We don't swing because of the Death Touch, and we probably do 3 damage to the Elisil Core, right? Get that off the board. The Thalia makes sense too, but not as much sense. I feel like the Ellis is a problem. With the Death Touch especially. This is cool, dude. We got our big ol' elementals on the board. You can't ask for too much more from a game 1, man. Watch this Hostile Takeover, dude. Wow. Reveal, dude. We're popping off with this Omnath. I want to go Hostile Takeover here, so we'll go like this. Kogla is pretty good too. We could just fight the Mondrak. Do I want to Hostile Takeover? I'm sorry, opponent. This is taking me a second. We're just gonna go right into the Kogla here, fight the Mondrak in full swing. I think that's fine. How do you guys feel about it? And then full swing past the Thalia. That's cool, dude. This is really cool. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised the opponents haven't found any spot removal yet. I can't believe we hit 2 times with the Omnath too. Okay, so do we want to draw? Drawing's not bad, but I think we'll do just extra damage because I think a full swing next turn might be able to get us there, especially if we wipe any blockers with the Hostile Takeover, right? Because Coast, yeah, GG opponent, wow. I mean, you just can't ask for a better first game, guys. I can't believe it, man. I don't know if we got lucky. Probably, right? We risked it all for a turn 3 Omnath off of the Goldhound, right? This is what I mean by the mana base. I don't think it's going to hold us up one bit. I did so many test draws to make sure that this mana base works. But you never know. Sometimes the game likes to prove me wrong. So we'll see. I think it'll be fine overall, though. If not, if anything, maybe a little slow sometimes if we see too many of the triomes. Wow, yeah, but we had so many options too. I liked the Kogla option there though, because I don't know if the opponent's deck was the type of deck that would run board wipes, you know what I mean? See, this is all very, very slow land, and the opponent goes first here. I mean, if we see an untapped mana than Invasion helps us ramp pretty well. I don't know. Yeah, we'll give this one a shot. Mountain, huh? I'm going to start with the Proving Ground here. Hostile Takeover, not a bad one to see. It's just still, it's more late game stuff, so. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh, we gotta go. We gotta go, guys. It's mono red. They went first. We're in some serious trouble. Luckily, not like the fastest first 2 turns from them, but at any point... Oh, no. Oh, no. This is good, but we can't play it yet, so... It's gonna be Jetmir's Garden, and... Yeah, they get it like a free turn 3 here. I'm scared, dude. Mechanized Warfare? Okay. We have a lot to deal with the Mechanized Warfare. Even Kogla could take it out. Okay, well, we should probably take care of the Bloodthirsty Adversary here. If we go Briefcase, we could still... We get a 1-1 to chump, and we could use it. I don't necessarily... I don't like using the ramp like that right away, but I think it's going to be necessary. Make sure we get a chump blocker. They lose their adversary here. And at this point, we might be... Well, hopefully we go Invasion. Hopefully we draw land. That's the big thing. We need to see a land to take care of the warfare here. Phoenix Chick. Yeah, dude, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. Okay, land. We get a draw if we go Kogla, take care of warfare. We don't want to take 2 in the air from a Phoenix Chick and then just have them burn us down with a couple lightning strikes. I'm going to do this now before they like draw a lightning strike to play on top of the stack here, right? I think that's completely fine, man. We do this now. Goldhound, okay. We can't block in the air, but if they see like another Bloodthirsty Adversary, we'll probably need to chump. I don't know, dude. I think we're in trouble. We definitely had too slow of a hand to deal with a go first mono red build. So we need to see a lot. More land is fine. A Hostile Takeover is going to clean up these Commandos when it comes time. Corpse Appraiser blocks a Commando on the ground too. We start with Invasion of Ergamon and discard this Goldhound, see if we find something here. Let's see if we find something a little better than a Goldhound. Copperline Gorge, okay. Oh, did I just make it so that way I had to pay 1? That kind of sucks. We could have used the treasure, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, let's see what we see. Riveteers Charm. Might be okay. It's better than just grabbing a land here. Okay. Yeah, and getting those couple lands off the top is pretty good. Lightning strike our face, dude. We're in some serious trouble. All right, first commando flips, and they might just have the burn in hand, guys. Like, there might not have been a way around this regardless. Swift Spear. Last card in hand is Lightning Strike. Ah, GG opponent. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, mono red going very, very fast. Had we gone first, maybe we would have had a chance, maybe. And maybe it was too slow of a turn to actually take out Warfare, but I think that was necessary. The Kogla is a really cool card. You know what? Even if I wouldn't have taken the 1 damage from the coast, we still would have died there. They went wide enough. Phoenix Chick still would have closed it out regardless, though, even if they didn't. Yeah. GG opponent. Maybe Hostile Takeover from last turn stopped the Phoenix Chick. No, we would have lost... No, we wouldn't have lost our 1-1. We would have made it a 4-4. That's a match that I'm going to want to go back and see if there was any way to, like... Because, you never know. If you're up against mono red, if you can survive just one extra turn, you might be able to find it, and then they might only top deck mountains for the rest of the game. It happens, man, so. Nice. Okay, good hand. Oh, yeah, big one for the last game. We potentially could have mulliganed, too. We knew it was a slow one. We knew that the opponent was going first. Like, they're going first here, too, so. I think a turn 2 Widespread Thieving with a hand like this is pretty solid, though, if we can pull that off. And we'll start with these. Whoop. Second Widespread Thieving, not like the greatest thing, but hopefully Goldhound doesn't get picked up by spot removal right away. Because I'd love to get this Widespread Thieving down. Okay. Some mono white midrange / control, right? Alright, let's get the Widespread Thieving. Turn 2 Widespread, dude. I like it. Omnath. Yep. Omnath is a good one to hit. And now we just get a ridiculous amount of treasures every time we play anything. Or we could go Widespread Thieving number 2. We're giving them so much setup, though. Get even more treasures if we... I don't know if we can, like, out-set up mono white. I really don't, but second Widespread Thieving's pretty cool. Actually, Unleash the Inferno could be huge. Kogla's Kogla's pretty great too, man. Maybe we don't worry about the everything else. Just try to win with our big creatures. Nah. Well, crap. That's a tough decision. I'm gonna go Kogla. I like big old chunky creatures slamming onto the board, so I think Unleash the Inferno would have been completely fine. Hit a creature, like pop the wedding announcement. The more I think about it, though, yeah, I don't know. That was a tough decision. I don't even think I looked at the other cards. I just looked at the Kogla and the Unleash. I should have registered what else was there. Invasion. Okay. Check this out, guys. This is insane. Wow. This is insane, dude. We have 2 planes open. We get another treasure here. Discard. We could just discard the invasion, but I think the briefcase is fine. We might actually need the Who Endures. Briefcase could help us draw, though, too. At some point, we're going to cast out Ziatora, though, so... Yeah, briefcase. See if we draw. We don't have to, by the way. Like, we could just hold that back. This comes out tapped, unfortunately. If we actually just play the Who Endures, we'll have enough. Maybe we go Kogla. Swing at Invasion. This is a really tough decision, dude. Do we want Omnath or Kogla? Oh, actually, we'll only get the decision of the one... Crap. That was my bad. So this is the Omnath one. I mean... Omnath isn't bad. I'll take it. Couple more treasures. This is insane, dude. Another treasure from the Invasion of Ergamon. Very cool. So I would have had to reposition these if we actually wanted. Briefcase, huh? Okay. We could hold Briefcase for now. Yeah, if we wanted the Kogla this turn, we would have had to reposition those. So I'm assuming Omnath just gets eaten by spot removal here. Using a couple treasures now for Briefcase doesn't seem like the best thing to do when we can play Ziatora. Tough turn, guys, but very cool, huh? A lot to think about. I kind of wish I would have practiced with this deck a little bit. Destroy Evil, yeah. Womp, womp, wah, 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 wah. So, I mean, Kogla would have been picked up too, but we could have given it haste and maybe swung at an invasion or something. Hostile Takeover is great, man. It's great. But I might just, like... I might just go Ziatora. And I guess just more spot removal from the opponent happens then. Get 1, 2 extra treasures. Yeah, I'm going to wait on Hostile Takeover because it's very possible we hit a lot more with it. Yeah, whenever you have 2 Widespread Thieving, you got to be careful about like what's hitting first and stuff. Yeah, it's probably going to be more spot removal. I can only imagine. Mono white is very tricky. Yeah, you can sacrifice another creature with this, and right now we're going to probably struggle pretty hard to get another creature down, unless we find another cheap multicolored spell, and then we bring the Kogla out, right? Yeah, we better block. They can't flip this, they don't have the Coven. We better start to block, right? And if they had some kind of fancy combat trick or a way to kill Ziatora, then I guess it is what it is, right? Oh, Seat of the Empire. Yeah, I guess. We'd be down at 10. They might still just have more removal in hand anyways. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, land isn't the greatest thing to see here. But we do have the blue source over there, so we will have 5 total treasure. We have to make sure we do this in the right order. Okay, you are a 1/1. Submit 0 to become a 4/4. We pay over here. How do we know which one? Drag triggers to choose resolution order. So we want this one to resolve last, right? We want this one to resolve first. So we get the treasure, and then activate, right? That should be it. I hope. So we get treasure, activate. Yes, okay. I get concerned sometimes. Very cool. Couple more treasures. Now we can play Briefcase. Fight. Nope. Trample. Haste. Look at us. Look at us go. Do we swing at face or just... Let's get a creature. Yeah. That's fine. We can actually discard, and... Discarding Briefcase is fine to find another multicolored spell. How do you guys feel about that? We could actually... The draw power on Briefcase might be the best bet. Never mind. I changed my mind. Yeah. I think Briefcase, draw next turn, draw 3 might actually pull us back into this match. Woo! I'll tell you what, dude. This is crazy. This is a fun deck, though. A lot to think about. Aw, Kogla's out of here. That kind of sucks. However... Oh, they still have a treasure. They still have the Roadside Reliquary this turn if they want to draw 2. Oh, they can just play a creature as well. That is a 4/4. Well, they get to reset the Bankbuster. That's neat. Corpse Appraiser's good. We need a way to hit the Emperor is the big thing. If we double swing, they block here, the 1/1 gets through. That's pretty bad for us. Well, the Emperor dies then at least, but... 1, 2, 3. So we start with Corpse Appraiser, because we'll get 2 treasure back from it. See what we see. We might find something. Oh, decline. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's there's nothing hiding behind the thieving right now, so we definitely decline. Farmhand, sure, that's fine. Widespread Thieving? I mean, it's better than a land, I guess. Have a chance of seeing something else here. But it's gonna be draw off Briefcase this turn. Then see what else we find. This is kind of crazy, man. Although I do think no matter what, this is going to be a big uphill battle. Omnath, nice. We keep this for cycling, we might want to. Do we actually go for the Emperor is the question. I guess we should take it out. That's tough, man. That's tough. If we were going to take it out, I guess we'd want to do that before playing all this stuff, but not necessarily because we were looking for a way around the Guardian with all those draws, right? So we lost a 3-4, but they lost a Wandering Emperor. Reasonable trade. Okay, Roadside Reliquary number 1. They have 3 of them. Lots of ways to keep stocked here. Which tells me that the Unleash the Inferno... I'll tell you what, dude. If we can draw that... Ooh, more land. Omnath can hit quite successfully here. Can actually go... How much damage do we want to take? All the damage, right? Let's do this. Pay for a 4-mana Omnath. Omnath. Not hitting a lot of good stuff here. I guess having another Omnath underneath the Widespread Thieving, because we don't have to cast it. Although the Invasion's not bad. Just have them sacrifice something too. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Oops. Did my auto-tapper? Oh no, be careful with auto-tapper, guys. We needed the blue source off the coast. Now I can't play the Omnath. Well, we might as well cycle then. Right? Play the Copperline Gorge. Oopsie daisies. We needed the blue source and then the treasure was the white source. Or, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, here's a white source too. For the Omnath. Just in case we end up using the treasure for some reason. I guess we'll play that. I'm sorry for taking so long, opponent. I'm not sure the opponent cares, though. They are playing a very long-winded deck as well, so...
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa.
Emperor number 2. They have 40 cards. We have 33 cards, guys. We really went through this deck. Oh my goodness.
Let your blade do the talking.
I mean, it makes sense, though. Okay, they're actually going to start swinging here. We're going to chump the Bankbuster for sure. And we're on a 1-turn clock, so let's see if we can find... We have a second Hostile Takeover? Oh my goodness, dude. They might as well just make creatures at this point, right? And maybe we do find our Hostile Takeover, but if we don't, then they're definitely wide enough to wrap up this game next turn. This was fun. This wasn't bad. Like, as far as, like, competing against the mono-white mid-range / control goes, like, this was not a bad time by any means. 1, 2... Okay, so we go Sol'kanar, right? Sure, take damage, why not? So if we go back up to 6, will we have enough blockers on the ground? Sure, if they... Oh! Decline. I suppose we could pay for the one that's hiding the invasion, get 3 more treasures, and then pay 2 for Omnath. It's kind of crazy, dude. There's like a lot to think about here. If Copperline Gorge entered untapped, then we wouldn't have to pay the 2 for the Omnath, but it does unfortunately enter tapped here. And I will gladly pay the 2. It's fine. We lost to the flyer in the air anyways. There was potentially a way to survive 1 more turn, but look, man, they have 2 planeswalkers over there. I'm just playing for the sake of having a good time at this point. Just the Guardian was a great addition. I like that addition. For the Bankbuster and everything. Really neat. Really, really neat. So I guess if we draw, do we have any spot removal? I guess we do. We do have spot removal. We have a chance. No, just a Widespread Thieving. I was going to say, the Maestros Charm does 5 damage. Could you guys imagine? Look at their lineup of Planeswalkers, dude. Terrifying business. Terrifying business. That's right, they could give another flying with the Archangel Elspeth anyways. That's right. Very cool opponent, very cool. That's going to be a tough deck to beat for any build, man. Very scary business. Whenever you see Widespread Thieving, I would say, generally speaking, you don't want to see more than 2 of them. As cool as it is, like, you're kind of like popping off, getting a bunch of treasures and stuff, able to cast pretty much anything at that point, right? It's not necessarily something you want to see 4 of in a game, especially since after you have 2 of them, you're going to be able to cast the hideaway cards relatively easy once you have 2 on the board. At that point, you just need to see more. Like, if we would have seen more removal there, it wouldn't have mattered based on their planeswalkers giving flying anyways, but still. A hostile takeover could have been really good. Depending on what else was in their hand, too. I think they had some untapped mana, didn't they? Uh-oh. This is a mulligan. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right. Keep. And I'm going to send the... I don't want to send any of it. I wish this wasn't a mulligan. I really wish it wasn't. This is going to be weird, but the Who Endures, I think the dual lander is, yeah, the dual land's going to be important. All right, Proving Ground. Coast into Briefcase. Not bad, not bad. We have Corpse Appraiser for next turn, but we don't necessarily want to play it until there's a creature in the grave. So maybe we keep Riveteers Charm open? Oh no, don't be more mono-white. Don't be more mono-white, opponent, please. Yeah, it's a tough deck. This might be soldiers. I know some soldiers run Lay Down Arms, so... Oh, that's 4 mana. Actually, just play Hound and keep Charm open. So, your next end step, okay. Alright. Just keep the Charm open then. Hopefully we see some land off the top, because we could have a turn 4 Ziatora next turn, which is pretty neat. Oh, they're going to take out my Briefcase. Do we just play the Riveteers Charm then? Probably. As long as if they target Goldhound, then it's a problem. They target Goldhound. Alright. That definitely sucks, but... Alright, let's see what we see, right? Exile the top 3 cards until your next end step. You may play those cards. Let's see. Goldhound in the grave. Corpse Appraiser can pick it up at least. Okay. Proving Ground. Right? Another Riveteers Charm, too. But I think it's just going to be Corpse Appraiser. Pick up Goldhound. Get a card into hand. Pretty good value, man. It's pretty good value. More land. Maestros Charm, though. Probably the Maestros Charm. I like the land, but we're seeing a lot of land already in general in these games, so... Ambitious Farmhand. Yep, more mono-white midrange / control, guys. See, I've always called it midrange. Other people always called it control, so I just call it both at this point. Start with the swing. It's potentially just more spot removal anyways. Keep the Maestros Charm open. Alright. I think that's completely fine. Yeah, right now we're kind of seeing the other end of this deck where we're not seeing any of our fancy things. We don't have Omnath. We don't have Widespread Thieving. We might just top ability on the Maestros Charm here. How do you guys feel about that? Send some stuff to the grave. Have the Corpse Appraiser ready for next turn. Although Ziatora. Oh, Omnath. Ooh, double Omnath. Okay, I guess we grab one of our main cards. The big issue there being, of course, just the infinite amount of removal that's in mono white. Okay, Invasion of Ergamon. Okay. Could just go Ziatora, but again, removal, man. What a pain. What a pain in the butt. Just Omnath for the turn? Sorry, opponent, I'm thinking that why are there so many options in such a simple hand? Because we also have Invasion and, like, Corpse Appraiser for the turn, too. Which is kind of insane. 1, 2, a lot of treasures off of Ziatora, if we go that route. I think it's just going to be Omnath. Yeah. I think play Omnath is best bet. And, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm always so hasty with my plays. Oh, no. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, we don't want to swing into Bankbuster. Yeah, they corrupt Bankbuster, take out Corpse Appraiser. So at this point, if Omnath survives, the plan here is to just draw more than them. And we already know Hostile Takeover is pretty good against this particular build. They can go relatively wide, and they don't have too many creatures over that 3. And when they do, we just target it, make it a 1/1. Farewell. That's brutal. They're exiling the grave too. That's pretty brutal, guys. Ooh, nice draw. Oh, that's a really good draw, isn't it? Because Invasion of Ergamon. Unleash the Inferno has the potential to hit a lot here, and that is what we grab, I would say. Invasion of Ergamon. Couple treasures. Discard a card? Decline. I think these are completely fine to keep in hand. Corpse Appraiser, even though it doesn't have a target right now, if it does find a target, Eternal Wanderer. Dude, these decks are brutal to go up against, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, the Farewell probably was the nail in the coffin, but you never know. Unleash the Inferno hits the Eternal Wanderer pretty well. They're gonna go ahead and get rid of one of my treasures. That's mean. That's not very nice. Actually, that might have just saved their butt. Nope, we still have 5. We play, and then we go Unleash the Inferno. Auto pay. Oh, what's it at, though? We won't be able to take out Bankbuster, unfortunately. At least the Wandering Emperor is out of here, though, right? Right? Maybe that wasn't the... No, yeah, we wanted to take care of the The Eternal Wanderer. I'm sorry, guys. They're different cards. I know. They are, in fact, different. Corpse Appraiser not getting us a benefit except for being able to use the ability on the Widespread Thieving, just being a multicolored card. I don't know if that was worth it either. Like, there's a lot to consider here. Ziatora can still come out next turn, but then it's just a big old chunky 6/6 flyer that isn't doing anything else. Gonna keep this for the sake of cycling, guys. We don't need it on the board right now. Alright. If they somehow run out of removal, then there's a chance. I mean, they might. Right? Because, okay, Eternal Wanderer, Farewell, those are a couple board wipes, right? Lay Down Arms is removal. Is that it? There's gotta be more. Did they not play more removal than that? Really? Why does it feel like they had so much removal? I guess just the Farewell just hitting so much, right? Okay, take out Widespread Thieving. Yeah, that's generating infinite treasure value for us from the deck, so... Guys, they might not have removal here. They might draw on Bankbuster and stuff. Let's just discard the Jetmir's Garden without being too much... Yeah, while being a little cheaper than just cycling. I think that's fine. See what we hit. Another land. What do you guys think? Swing at face? No. We swing at one of these. Because then we have the Ziatora ability open too if we want. And if we're swinging at one of these, then what ends up happening is we can discard Coast. Ah, Wandering Emperor. Yep, that makes more sense.
My judgment is fine.
This one's the opponent's, guys. And I'll tell you what, we're 44 minutes in. I don't usually concede, but we're going to see what we see off the top, and then we're just going to give it to him because, you know, mono white, it's tough, and it might actually take him a second to find enough damage. Ah, but then there's a chance. Hostile Takeover, does it hit? I think it's just 3 damage to each creature. I don't think it's creature and planeswalker. I don't think, at least. Lauren's hitting pretty hard. If they continue that way, it's just more land off the top anyways. 44 minutes in, huh? Yeah, I don't usually do this, but we are going to give it to them. Let's talk about this build, huh? That's tough, man. 2 games in a row against a very, very tough deck. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how the deck actually performed. There's definitely a couple things that we have to talk about here, though. Ooh, Elish Nord, that's my 3rd one, guys. That's fun. Very powerful card. Definitely going to be worth a build around here soon. When I get the chance, right? So many decks to build. Here's the deck list again. Unleash the Inferno. A second one of these could have been really great against especially those last couple. That being said, if you're up against a lot of mono red, you need a lot of faster things too. That particular hand that we had against mono red was really slow, but things like Invasion of Azgol isn't too bad against mono red. It's, you know, early removal, but then just ramping into the hostile takeover as soon as possible is important. It is 3 damage to each creature. Yep, so this doesn't hit planeswalkers either. Omnath was really good. When it survived, wow. Wow, yeah. This there's probably a way to put together an Omnath deck that helps it survive a little bit longer. I had a couple other Omnath builds built. I think this one was, I thought this one was going to be the strongest. At this point, I'm probably right. One of them was a Bant Omnath deck. I do think that in the current standard being so brutal with so many powerful decks, I think that Bant Omnath deck would get gobbled up. Also, doesn't necessarily fit the red cat theme, you know, 92% red in a 5-color deck. That's really funny. But Ziatora on the top end is a lot weaker than I was originally thinking. It still fits the Omnath theme, and it does help you get rid of things like Sol'kanar. It helps you wrap up games because we have some pretty powerful creatures, and it could be as simple as like sacrificing a Corpse Appraiser, dealing 3 damage to the opponent's face, getting 3 treasure tokens. Now you have one of your charms open because they're instant speed, right? And then maybe on your turn you play Corpse Appraiser number 2, pick up the first Corpse Appraiser, get some value into your hand. And that being said, speaking of value, dude, there were a lot of value plays just like overall in the deck where we were just able to do a lot of things on the same turn while keeping our hand nice and stocked. I'm impressed. I am. It's one of those things where we are playing a few weaker cards, right? Just for the sake of the Omnath theme. Like Hostile Takeover should probably just be a different form of board wipe, but then it doesn't fit the Omnath theme. And if we see this on the top with the Omnath, then we don't get to do the fancy thing. That being said, I don't know if it's necessarily like always worth it just to get extra mana. Like, yeah, you get the extra mana, you get to play a lot of other stuff, you're popping off, getting a bunch of treasures, you're going, right? And maybe at the end of it all, you draw 3 with a briefcase and just making the opponent sweat, right? Is that worth having a weaker form of a board wipe? It depends, because Hostile Takeover isn't necessarily weaker against all the builds out there, right? It's actually relatively solid, but sometimes it just doesn't hit everything you need it to. Something like, of course, a Burn Down the House hitting 5, and it hits 5 to planeswalkers too, and then if you don't need the board wipe and you just need the creatures, then it has that too. It's just much more powerful overall, much more versatile. I don't know. I like Hostile Takeover though. It's really cool that we can just make our 1/1 citizen a 4/4 and then it survives too. We didn't get to see that today, but dude, Kogla and Yidaro, this is a powerful one, man. I like this. There might be something even more powerful to try to find for the top end here, especially over the Ziatora, though. I would keep the Kogla for sure. Yeah. I think the 2 of these is completely fine. Find something a little bit more powerful for the top end that also works with Omnath. Maybe, I don't know if you're going to find something with the 3 colored mana symbols, though. So the mana base was awesome, but holy cow. All these rares too, like this is definitely one to put on the do not craft list. Of course, I mean, it's already, you're looking at it, it's already going to be a janky build, so of course, right? Don't waste wild cards on it unless you have the cards, in which case this was a really fun one, man. There were so many decisions and like so many ways to kind of sort of pop off too. I could see dropping a single Invasion of Ergamon, just go up more early removal, maybe as simple, since we're leaning so heavily red in the mana base, as like a Flame Blessed Bolt, right? Just something like super simple. We're still seeing a lot of mono black too, which means Tenacious Underdog is still making a decent appearance. So I could see dropping a single Invasion of Ergamon, going up like a single Flame Blessed Bolt. I could see dropping the Ziatora for the sake of the second Unleash the Inferno, or something else that you can find on the top end. I could see dropping the Riveteers Charm and going up the Maestros Charm. I think this one is actually going to be better than the Riveteers Charm. Although we are leaning more green in the early game, which is part of the reason why the mana base is set up as it is now. So if you lean a little bit more blue with the Maestros Charm, you might have to reconsider at least one of the lands, but probably not. You'll probably still be fine. The main reason to go up the Maestros Charm is, one, the life gain. So if we found this against the mono red list, maybe we would have had an extra turn, which could have gone a long way. Or just number 2, the 5 damage to creature or planeswalker just happens to be really good. You know, it can take out Sheoldred too. So if we would have found the Maestros Charm in the first game against the mono white, we would have been able to take out that first angel, even though it wouldn't have mattered because they were about to give their other one flying anyways. Just something to think about, you know? Guys, if you made it this far into the video, then for real, y'all are champions. Thank you so much for being here. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.